Hello, I'm Muse Watson. For nearly 30 years, I have acted on stage, in television, and in motion pictures. I have been to some of the grandest theaters in the country, but one movie theater in particular stands out in my heart. It's the one I'm standing in now, the Princess Theater in downtown Harriman, Tennessee. For 80 years, the Princess Theater has served as one of East Tennessee's premier entertainment venues. This 900-seat theater has seen good times and bad, but the magical atmosphere has created some of our fondest memories. In September 1926, the Princess Theater opened its doors to the public for the first time. However, the Princess would see her share of trouble over the next several years, being damaged by fire in September of 1932 and eventually destroyed by fire in January of 1939. However, the Princess was completely rebuilt, and 10 months later, on November 16, 1939, the theater had a grand reopening to what would become the first of many full houses. The Princess, like most small-town theaters, provided a magical experience to its patrons, unlike anything else in their town.
When these movie houses were built, it was about the whole experience and going to someplace really special that didn't exist anywhere else in town, and maybe not for miles and miles around. So they're wonderful pieces of fantasy architecture that stimulated the public's imagination and added some color to their life.
For nearly 3 generations, the Princess became the center of the community, providing not only great entertainment, but also memories which would last for a lifetime.
The first movie I saw here was when I was in the 2nd grade. We won a coloring contest, and I remember it was Old Yeller. We saw the film Old Yeller here, and it's the first time I was ever in the Princess.
When I was a young girl, and the Princess was a place to go and to be seen and to be there in all the hubbub of the activity.
A lot of individuals remember the first time they saw a particularly inspiring or fascinating movie, or they may just remember their first date in that theater. But somehow the history and the memory of the community is caught up with places like the Princess Theater.
However, the future of the Princess was in question in the 1980s. Theater manager Cecil Johnson, who had worked at the Princess his entire adult life, found out the parent company was going to close the theater in 1987.
My old district manager was general manager at that time. I had my house, home here, and everything. I didn't want to leave. They would have given me another position in another theater, but he arranged for me to lease the theater.
Yet in 1999, upon Mr. Johnson's retirement, the Princess Theater showed its last film and closed its doors.
The importance of restoring the Princess, I think, is because it could be something for the whole region, not just one area. It could be for Roane, Morgan, Anderson counties. We could work with the school systems. I think it would bring the community closer together. Plus, I think there's a lot of activities that are needed that we currently don't have a place that we could do those activities.
And I could see it as being a place to showcase the art and the talent of nearby. Children, high school students, elementary students.
Although the Princess has sat empty for several years, the possibility of its renovation and revitalization is made easier because of the way it was originally constructed.
The Princess, unlike other projects we've worked on, is, as far as I can tell, very sound, structurally intact. Much of its exterior and interior are still intact. It, like all of these old ladies, needs some new cosmetic work, but really a wonderful building, a sound investment in terms of what it would take to renovate it, to make it an active facility for the community again. It will need modernization. There are code issues to be dealt with. But as a structure, it's one of the best that we've worked in, and even though it's sat empty for a few years, it has not deteriorated badly because it was so well built to begin with.
Not only have citizens embraced the idea of restoring the Princess, but city officials also see benefits to reopening the theater.
As a city councilman, I received a letter from a group of concerned citizens, and they had in the letter expressed their interest in the city somehow helping the Princess Theater get back up and running. Everybody had good memories of the Princess Theater, and when it closed, then we had a lot of concerns come forward.
This is probably one of the best, if not the best, projects that we could undertake that would give us a chance to revitalize downtown.
Well, I think they're important to bring back to life because they're one of the few facilities that we have in small cities that have the potential to act as an economic engine for downtown. Because they have the ability to house so many different kinds of activities, they really can be that piece that adds life to downtowns that have become very quiet and dark at night, and so there's no reason for people to be there. The Princess Theater is one of those reasons for people to come back to downtown Harriman nights, weekends, during the day. So they're a way to put activity on the street, and positive activity breeds positive activity.
Currently, an effort to renovate and restore the Princess Theater is ongoing. Architects and other experts say the building is in good shape and can, with some dollars, easily be renovated and reopened. The Princess Theater may never be just a movie theater again. Some think it can be much more. It could serve as a center of cultural excellence with music and live theater and arts education, and provide an economic boost that would bring vibrancy and excitement to the region. The Princess Theater is part of our history. It deserves our care and our attention. And with this new vision, it could become an exciting part of the region for generations to come.